Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Big Talk Pigskin. I'm your host, Bowden. I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Korbin. Korbin, how are we?
Doing good. Good to be back, man.
Good to hear. We are back this week. Sorry about last week. I was in Florida. I was down yonder enjoying some
The
sunshine.
South, man. Yeah,
It was
brought
really
it back
good.
with you too.
I hope so. It stopped raining, so finally. Today we got a good episode for you guys coming up. First thing on the agenda, I'm sure most of you guys have heard about this by now. Brendan Sorsby officially has the NCAA has officially denied his request to be instated, or his eligibility to be reinstated.
Unfortunate. I think that's just kind of where I start with this. I think the NCAA is notorious, and we are big proponents on this show of bad mouthing them.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go out on the record here and say that the NCAA in my actual life has been good to me. The only time that I had ever gone to them and been like, "Yo, will you guys please grant me a waiver?" They did, and that was because I was an idiot my freshman year. But enough of me, and back to Brendan. I feel for the kid because the NCAA lets substantially worse slide. You know what I mean? Like, and if he was wearing Ohio State on that jersey, are we sure that this is happening right now? You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah.
And sure, yes, gambling and the situation, it's not great. But I think the situation that you've put him in, you could have let him know a heck of a lot earlier than what you have. And was there really that much discourse? You know what I mean? As far as
right. Right. Why did it take this long to come to that decision? The thing is honestly, I thought they were going to let him play with how long it was taking.
I did too. And we have that on the show. Like, as you said, like, it's like, I thought for sure they were going to let him play because of how much money is tied to this situation. Right. But it's like, now we sit here and it's like, man, I mean, maybe they're trying to make an example out of him, but there's just no consistency.
The thing is that they've already made an example of this case. We've talked about it many times. This happened years ago. The big primary guy that I used to compare it to is Hunter Deckers, Iowa State's quarterback at the time, who did the same thing. While he was not serving as the starting quarterback, bet on his own team to win football games, and he lost.
They dropped the hammer.
They did the same thing. They're doing the same thing here. And I think, if you're going based on what you have done in the past and saying these are our rules, the NCAA made the correct decision. Now, again, that's based off past history. You don't rewrite that because you can't go backwards and re-give those guys eligibility, right? You can't go and do that. And you've already been like, hey, yeah, this guy did the exact same thing. We're just going to let him pass. You can't do that, in my opinion. That's really the main reason that I say Sorsby should have lost it. But at the same time, it should not have taken that long for them to reach the decision. Now, at least that they have given him this decision before the deadline for the supplemental draft.
Sure, but
I thought they were going to kind of hold it and kind of mess with them.
But what benefit does it give you now? Now you're sitting there and you're saying, okay, cool, you're getting picked up by the Cleveland Browns or the Atlanta Falcons. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, this is where we're sitting here, and so your life changes very, 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 very quickly.
Whose fault is that?
It's his. And this is my only argument I'll make for him. And to your point, I am in agreement that maybe they're acting swiftly and they're saying, hey, there's few issues that we're consistent on, but this is the issue that we're going to be consistent on. I'll ask you this, and this is the only time I'll play. Actually, I'll probably continue to play devil's advocate on the show. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. But has the NCAA changed any sort of jurisdiction regarding gambling since the Iowa State rule?
And yes, and they have. And that's
they let
you bet on anything that's not your own university.
And so that is where the gray comes in, because like what you said is, it's like, hey, this is a black and white situation. If X happens, then Y happens, right? Well, now we're saying, well, now you can bet on professional gambling, and I'm pretty sure that's what the jurisdiction rules. And they, you know what I mean? This is a continuing to evolve issue. I mean, by the time by the time all is said and done, maybe gambling is permitted, all across. And I don't know that that's a good thing. I'll stand beside that saying that. But I don't know. It's an unfortunate situation for him. And now we're going to see we're in the aftermath of it now. But it's like, does he go back and attempt to sort of go back at this? It doesn't seem that way from his Instagram post where he basically apologizes and says, "Hey, I get to be a Texas Tech Red Raider for this year," and maybe that's not even true because now you're in a situation where say you are picked up in the supplemental draft by whoever, and now you have to suit up and get ready for summer camp, and so that's a change of events for him too.
So I will say the rule that was basically just changed to you cannot bet on anything that is college sports related in general. So not just your own university, college sports in general. That was changed in November of this past year. So when that was put into effect, his freshman year, which is when he was betting on his own team, which again is the only thing that I think is an issue. His bets on MLB games don't matter. He should be able to do that.
I agree.
Go and do that. I don't care about that. But you're betting on your own football team. That was happening in 2022, which that would still be illegal under these same rules. Now, if they were going to go and say, well, you're betting on MLB games, and that was before we changed the rules, then I would say this is kind of ticky-tacky. You're saying this because it was a rule, but now your rule is different.
Right.
Still, it's like the same thing here.
I agree. I mean, and I see that too. Again, I think I feel for him because I mean, but at the same time, again, who put who in this situation,
exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Why are you betting on your own team?
And the thing is
to win, right?
Right. And the thing is that, look, he's probably going to go for an appeal. I'm sure he goes into an appeal process, which could result in him getting an injunction in Lubbock, and then he's able to play. I mean, look at what happened with Trinidad Chambliss. He's playing for Ole Miss next year from the same reasons, despite the fact he's completely out of eligibility.
Yeah.
He played at D2. It's not like he was playing NAI or JUCO. He was playing D2. He's still playing NCAA regulated sports. So I'm sure we're going to see that start to happen. But I don't know if the courts are going to be able to side with him knowing what this was.
It's just a slippery slope. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, good God, look at what's going on in the NBA right now where it's like we've got guys who are playing professional basketball that are
doing the same thing.
My recruitment is open at the college level. It's like, what are we talking about? You know what I mean? So we don't want the sanctity that is college football to become, the monster that it already has really evolved into. We
don't want it to be worse.
Yeah.
I don't want to see guys go into the drafts and
withdraw from the draft, like Shamar Stewart.
I don't like that.
You know what I mean? That was a threat last year. I remember that's personal for me. Bengals camp wise, they were like, he's going back to school. I'm like, what are you talking about? He was drafted. What? And
Quinshot Judkins came back, and I don't like all this that's going on. And I think he'll get picked up in the supplemental draft if that's the way that this ends up going. I assume it'll go that way, but I also think. Don't be surprised if you see some court cases and appeals and stuff come out about this further on. I'm sure we'll keep updating you guys with that. The more that it happens. And
let us not forget the NFL has a betting policy.
Yeah, it's the same thing. So is our team's going to be willing to spend X amount of picks on him?
Hey, Brendan Sorsby. Columbus. Aviators are calling.
Columbus Aviators. Yeah, bring him. We want him next year, 2027.
We want him. I will get a Brendan Sorsby #2 Columbus Aviators jersey. I'm probably the first human being to have said that sentence.
Probably.
But let it be said here. It's I'm gonna make some phone calls.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm making some phone calls.
Might as well.
But
yeah, again. I think if he goes supplemental, he's probably, you get a pick on it. I don't remember exactly which teams are allowed to bid picks. based on stats. It's like
I know it's determining on it's very weird factors, like
yes.
some strange like how this player was hurt this time this season. I know that goes into effect. Like it is.
It's a weird
to say supplemental. It is like teams that are I know that teams that were awful last year have an immense benefit. So those are the two teams that I've seen him sort of mock to, the Atlanta Falcons and the the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, and so, you basically bid whatever pick you say you would spend on him.
Yep.
So if you're let's say you're the Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals, and you're going, yeah, I probably would have spent a second on him had he been here this year, not drafted Carson Beck. But the Falcons are going, I'm going to use my first on him next year if he plays. I'm telling you it's my first. That goes to the Falcons. But if the Falcons like, oh, I'd go third round this past year, it would go to the Cardinals.
But it's not like they are giving up their first round pick though,
for next year.
They are.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that's why you got to be kind of careful. You're not going to bid your first.
Yeah,
you're not going to bid a first or second round.
But I mean, what's
maybe a second, maybe, but a third's probably the highest you're going to bid.
And that's a serious question. What are these teams going to look at that gambling as? Like, is that going to be a red flag?
It could be very detrimental.
It could be, and it seriously could be. So, I mean, Brendan Sorsby, you may have to learn Chinese, dude.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. I have heard that Japan has a really good football league that pays pretty solidly.
Well,
I guess you could go to Canada.
You'd have to learn Japanese too then.
You could go to Canada.
You'd be all right in Canada. I speak pretty well.
He could probably figure French out if he has to go up to.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I'm not figuring the French
Quebec
out.
City.
I speak Canadian well, not French.
All right, but that's pretty much all on Sorsby. More will definitely come from this. Over on to the next thing, Big Ten dominance.
Yeah.
Dude, what a conference this year, man. What a conference. Of course, we still have men's and women's track still out, and we have baseball and softball still going on right now.
Which I'll go on record.
And I believe swimming's still going on right now as well. Swimming's earlier.
Swimming's earlier. I'm going to go on record and say that the Oregon women are going to win the national championship. So
in softball, yeah.
No.
Oh, in track.
Track and field. Men could be.
There's an assortment of teams that could be from the Big Ten
could be a lot of
teams. So this year, so far, again, those couple of sports are still out there wrapping up. But so far right now, we have a bunch of national champions from all over the conference. I'm going to go ahead and read these off. And then if you hear anything that sticks out to you, just let me know. So we have Northwestern for field hockey, UCLA men's water polo, Washington men's soccer, Indiana football, Penn State men's wrestling, Wisconsin women's hockey, UCLA women's basketball, Michigan men's basketball, USC women's water polo, UCLA women's beach volleyball, and then Northwestern women's lacrosse.
Very impressive. I mean, all around. And, I know me and you were kind of talking about an interesting cup. We were
the Commissioner's Cup.
The Commissioner's Cup. And that is an award that goes to the best athletic director, the school that has sort of the most dominance regarding national championships and
national ranking
and stuff like
19 of their sports.
Yeah. And so UCLA is one of those teams where it's like, right here we got 3 national championships and obviously some help from the Olympic sports in the beach volleyball down there. But it'll be interesting to see if they can maybe get done because Stanford, and I know that we talked about it beforehand, Texas has been
Stanford is the dominance.
Mm-hmm.
North Carolina won early on, the first ever one, and then Stanford didn't lose until COVID happened. After that, Texas and Stanford over the past 5 years, it's been Texas 4, Stanford 1, right in the middle. So Stanford has been crazy the entire time this cup has been a thing. Texas has been doing really well recently. Would be really cool if UCLA or another Big Ten school.
And we'll go ahead and put an asterisk on that because football is not counted towards that.
Well, football is counted. It's not
It
one of the
can be,
required.
but it's not one of the
It's not one of
the
what's
required,
required.
right?
And
so,
the requirements, so you have to count 19 of your sports where they end. So you take your best 19, but 5 that must be included is baseball, men's basketball, women's soccer, women's volleyball, and then your next 14 sports scored, highest sports scored. That's what goes into it. So yeah, if you're really bad at football, like UCLA, I mean, was this year there? That's not helping them. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it
doesn't bring them down.
That's probably not
bring
even
them
one
down.
of their top 19 sports. You know,
no,
what I mean?
that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
yeah.
It's not even going to bring them down more than likely, which is huge for them. And it's like Stanford over the past. I mean, they've had some good teams, but overall, not the best program.
Right.
Not since when this cup has started, at least.
You know what I will say is interesting about this graphic here that we're looking at? The top is all men's except for field hockey and women's hockey, and then the bottom is all women's except for Michigan's national championship.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Good job, infographic.
Yeah. Hey, it works.
No coordination here. No, I'm kidding.
No, but yeah, we could have even more national champions get added onto this list. Obviously, yeah, Oregon, men's and women's both really good at track. Their women's team, like you said, probably the front runner so far.
Yeah, Arkansas is good too. We'll see.
Yeah, as they always are.
Track talent.
I don't really know when it comes to softball and baseball. I don't really know who's up there, if I'm being honest.
Baseball every year really it's like a survival of the fittest too. It's what team's getting hot at the right time, the College World Series and stuff. So
a lot of the time it's going to be a Southern team or a Western team or a random East Coast team as well can do it. But I mean, I know the Big Ten has some solid baseball in there, especially with like USC's a program, UCLA, Oregon, Washington. So I don't know if any of them are in the tournament. I couldn't tell you.
I would be surprised.
I don't watch the college baseball world.
I'm not a big college baseball guy either. I'm not going to fake that I am.
Yeah, I'm not even a big MLB guy. Like, to an extent, I got to be there. I got to be there.
Baseball's hard. It's America's pastime. You know what I mean?
got to be there. I got to be there to watch.
Have to.
All right, and so then our last thing on the agenda today, we're going to go over the Indiana all-time team today.
Yeah.
Just wanted to had some other stuff to talk about, so now we'll just go with Indiana's. It's kind of an interesting one.
It's a lot of this year.
A lot of it's this year, and then a lot of it's just these kind of like random here and here one-off guys. Yeah, I mean, you got to think there's not too many overly great seasons in Indiana history.
Not even close.
No, and kind of at the head coaching spot, you got to take Kurt Signetti.
Okay, yeah.
I have to. Yes.
You were singing a different tune before.
No. So obviously, per season, you know what? Because the way I'm thinking about this in my mind is, if I'm putting one team together to play one season, that's who I want there. For Indiana, that's who I want.
Yeah.
Like there is Lee Corso coached there. They had Bill Mallory. I mean, those are like Bill Mallory's the all-time best, right? So in his career there was the best, but Signetti we all know is going to be better.
I mean, national champion. Like
he's already second year he's a national champion.
You take the losingest program in college football, like Division I program that's like been around. Win him a national championship in your second year.
And in Bill Mallory,
this is some dynasty stuff.
Bill Mallory, who's considered the all-time greatest on that respect of time there. A lot of people would probably also say Corso, but I mean, Bill Mallory was 69, 77, and 3 in his career there. Now, it took him to 6 bowl games. That's impressive. That's not a thing we've ever seen.
Right.
It will be. But that's just interesting.
I mean, times are different now in Indiana. You know what I mean? And so that's why I think the perspectives changed so much. Like I remember Lee Corso. This was a young Big Noon Kickoff, or that's the show he was on, right?
Corso?
Yeah.
No, he was on Game Day.
That's on Game Day. My bad. Waking up early game day. Lee Corso sitting there yapping, and he was like, I remember when I was the coach of the Indiana Hoosiers. I'm like, all right, this is going to be interesting. Like, let's see what, and he was like, and we were so awful. I remember we played Ohio State, and we got the ball the opening drive, and we went down. We scored a touchdown, and we didn't know. We like it was like God had stepped in and helped us out there. So after being up 7-0, his team gets out, and this is a real story, I swear to God, gets out and goes in front of the scoreboard and takes a picture while being ahead of Ohio State.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah, that did happen.
So that's, you know what I mean? So, like, this is the stuff we're talking about. Like, this is the stuff we got to compete against, like Kurt Cignetti. Like, Cignetti's the GOAT, respectfully.
Yeah. That's Indiana's GOAT, 100%. Kind of at that quarterback position, there's a couple guys you could look at here. You could go with the all-time, like kind of best record, like kind of best career stats while there, a guy who went and became an NFL wide receiver, and Antoine Randall played for the Steelers for some years after going to the NFL. Good, solid career there. You had Michael Penix there, who had some really good years there. But who's the top dog? I mean, it's Fernando Mendoza, the only Heisman winner. He won the national championship. It's the same tune as Cignetti here.
Right. I mean, yeah, it is recent. You can say it's recency bias, but I mean, numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? And the award speaks for itself. Exactly.
That's what I was going to say is I don't really care if a guy had more career passing yards than Mendoza.
Undefeated.
I don't care about that. Mendoza had the best single season there of all time. And if I want this guy to be on this team to play a single season for me, I want Mendoza.
I want the guy that went undefeated and won the Heisman.
Exactly.
And went first overall.
Exactly.
One of One of 5 guys to do it.
Yeah, there's not many of them. James Winston did it. I know that off the top of my head. Joe Burrow.
Cam Newton.
That's
it.
So he's the 4th.
Yeah.
He'd be the 4th. Maybe there is a 5th.
Is he the 5th?
Maybe there's
Joe Burrow, or excuse me, Jameis Winston, Cam Newton,
Joe Burrow. Maybe it is only.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that?
You fact check me. I think he's the 4th.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because there's no Bama quarterback.
Yeah. Here, if you want to keep, just.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. No. And again, just to I guess we'll slide over to running back here. I know last name Black. I'm blanking on his first name, but he was kind of the star of the show for them last year in the backfield, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean, again, I know that they split carries among multiple backs last year. So
yeah, Kalon Black.
Yeah, I mean, again, going back and strictly statistically speaking, Anthony Thomas, and we've got to go back to the 80s to find this cat. I mean, 5,299 rushing yards on 68 touchdowns.
Oh, and not to interrupt, sorry, but yes, there was just those 4: Cam Newton, Joe Burrow, Jameis Winston, Mendoza.
Boom. The only thing is none of those quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yet.
Nope. Not yet.
Not yet.
Jameis Winston.
2 of them are done.
Jameis Winston will.
Could be.
He could.
Could.
You never know. Him and Jackson Dart.
Do you think that? I mean, that we're straying here, but I really don't think the Giants are in a better.
No, probably not.
The Bengals or
no, probably not.
Who else is out there? Or the Raiders? Maybe they're in a better spot.
Better than the Raiders.
Yeah.
I don't know. Raiders had a really good offseason.
Yeah, but we got 3 of them out there. Get it done, guys. One of them.
Somebody do it.
I'm impartial to whoever I really want.
Yeah, he doesn't care at all.
Impartial.
Doesn't care at all.
I'm impartial.
Yeah, I mean, you are right on the running back aspect. I mean, Anthony Thompson could be up there.
Yeah.
Kalon Black, obviously, this past year was really good. And a guy from a couple years ago, Jordan Howard, remember his dominance. It was just 2 years of absolute dominance on the ground. And that was a couple years before Penix. They weren't very good in that stretch that he was playing running back there.
Those were like
they were like bowl game
like
teams.
6-7 win.
Yeah.
Indiana
they were some bowl game teams, but they weren't like hey, this is a really good Indiana. It wasn't those Michael Penix Indiana years. It wasn't the Kurt Signetti Indiana years. But he was like the thing on that team. Like he carried those teams. On the receiver aspect.
Yeah, sorry, I'm taking a peek at these guys.
Oh yeah. There are so many guys throughout the year who've had just these like kind of single season here, or like, hey, I've played here 3 years, and so I have the most in my most yards in my career.
Exactly.
But like this past year, I mean, Elijah Surratt, somebody who comes to mind for me, who he was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he was one of the guys who, when Signetti was hired, was one of the people who were on the team before. Or did he come with?
Yeah,
he came with. You are right.
I'm pretty sure because he was at JMU, but that's a cool story too.
Yeah,
because I mean, that's kind of what you were going to say, is kind of build upon that. Is it's like there's not a lot of guys that were there this year that it was like, oh, these are Signetti's guys. Like, you know, Signetti became a master of the portal. And so it's hard to, you know, so to speak, is like greatest of all time. It'll be interesting to see if it's just a recycling or sort of a constantly revolving door of players, so to speak, talent wise.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who this was. They had Nick Marsh, I believe.
Yeah.
Nick Marsh was the guy who had stayed. He was at Indiana before Signetti was hired, and basically that entire team.
Make sure that
Marsh.
No, Marsh is the guy that came over from Michigan State, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's next year's team.
Yes. Yeah. Nick Marsh is the guy that came over from
He's
Michigan
coming
State.
in this year. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Why can't I remember this guy's name off the top of my head?
Let me see.
I'm trying to look for it.
No, you're good. And I mean, right, there's so many
guys from this.
Indiana receivers last year. I mean, I know Indiana receiving leaders last year. But I mean,
because
Omar
they
Cooper
had
Jr.
E.J. Williams. They had Omar Cooper Jr. Maybe I'm thinking of a tight end. I don't know. I remember one of those receivers that they had, who was there right before Signetti got there and decided to stay. You know, most people just up and transfer, and so that was kind of huge.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of different guys you could go at for their receiver spot. You go back some years ago. You have Jade Butcher back in the 80s and 90s. You had Coffee Hughes. I remember him playing. I don't remember much of his career, but I do remember him from the 2010s. And then James Hardy from before that. That's the guy who kind of owns all the records there.
Yep. You
got to include his name on that list, and probably a guy who would have thrived on a team like this past years.
Yeah. Sliding over to tight ends, a guy that was there during the Penix era.
Yes.
Peyton Hendershot. I mean, quick career stats: 136 receptions, 1,479 yards, and 14 touchdowns. And I'm pretty sure that was only on. It says 3 seasons, but really he only played for a season and a half.
I think he only played out of his 4 years. I think he only really played in 2 of them.
Right.
Those are like the 2 Penix years. And one of those years, yes, you are correct, actually would be like a half, because that was the COVID year of 2020.
Exactly.
So yeah, he put up solid numbers for a tight end with that kind of short span of a career there.
And then that's the thing, is like, you know, diving into like offensive linemen. I mean,
we said it last time.
It's a scatter shot unless we have like a oh my God, this guy is like, you're gonna know him. That's a household name.
Right. Like Rashawn Slater from Northwestern.
Right.
Which that's an upcoming for our next one.
That's probably going to be the spotlight of the Northwestern show.
yeah, that'll be kind of the spotlight of Northwestern.
Maybe what's his name? Newsome. The corner. This is Indiana show. This is
Indiana show. Let's get out of Northwestern. But yeah, there's not many guys on here. It's like this kind of took finding some lists to kind of compile when it comes to their O linemen. I'm not some guys I know. At our left tackle, Dan Feeney, played in the 2010s. Then you have left guard Pete Stoyanovich, played in the 80s, late 80s. Center Colin Rarig, he played in the early 2010s. Right guard Wes Martin, early 2010s as well.
Some decent offensive linemen through the through 2010s. You know what I mean?
It looks like all these guys' career and then the right tackle Jason Spriggs, early 2010s. Mm-hmm. All of these guys kind of on this list, except for the left guard, except for Pete, all played together at some point. So whether they were just training together, they all start on the O-line. I do. That was, which that makes sense because that is when Jordan Howard was running back. That was when Jordan Howard was the running back there. Yeah. And like we said, he was a dog on those teams. He was kind of the thing on that team. You can't do that without the SO line.
Yeah, it was that 2015 season. They what was their record? Indiana. Hold on, 20.
While he's looking for that, I'm gonna shift over to their defensive guys here. On that D line, it's kind of the same thing as the other end. We have our DNs. We have Greg Middleton, played in the early 2000s, and then Nate Hoff, who played in the early 2010s. And the D tackles, we have Larry Black, and then Nate Hoff was one of the D tackles. Our other DN was Jamie Curlew, and our D tackles, Larry Black and Nate Hoff. All of these guys were kind of like the two DNs. Both were played in the same years. The defensive tackles both played in those same years. So like, you had some of their best D linemen of all time kind of right there. Plus, you think of the guys who played on this past year's team. That was a great force overall, but names that stuck out, there wasn't a lot to me personally from this past season on the D line. They were just a great unit.
Such a good statistical season to go 6-7.
Really?
Lose the bowl game to Duke.
Wow, 2015?
Yeah.
Wow.
It sucks, but you look at it this way. They were 4-0 after beating Southern Illinois, FIU, Western Kentucky, and Wake Forest. And then they got to play number 1 Ohio State in Indiana. Lost that game by a touchdown.
I remember that. That game.
And then they have to go and play at Penn State. They lose that game 7-29. Wheels are falling off the wagon. Then they come back and they just cannot figure it out. Lose to Rutgers 52-55 in their first season first season in the Big Ten.
Is that their first? Or is that their second?
2015.
Okay. I thought they were 14.
Added 2014 first season 2020.
That could be what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That could be what
maybe. I could be wrong. Regardless,
one or the other.
Regardless. Yeah, rough.
2014.
It's rough.
2014.
Michigan, they lose to Michigan in double overtime.
Did they play Iowa that year?
Yes, they did, and they lost by a touchdown.
Yeah, that's 12-0 Iowa.
Yeah. Is it?
I guess they did. Yeah, that's Big Ten championship Iowa. Lose to Michigan State and then get absolutely obliterated in the Rose Bowl. And not, you know what? It's not even by Stanford. It was by Christian McCaffrey, not by Stanford.
Yeah.
By Christian McCaffrey.
But Indiana had a heyday. It was this year.
They did. It was this year. You are right.
And they'll probably continue. I don't see Kurt Cignetti slowing down anytime soon. So
no, I don't either. And I went over kind of those defensive tackles, defensive ends. Was there anybody from this season that stuck out to you on their D line? I just thought they were a good unit. I didn't.
Yeah, it was just it was.
There wasn't guys that I thought were like, oh, he's super dominant. It just kind of like good unit overall. Right. Over to those linebackers, big name linebacker that sticks out to me is Micah McFadden.
Right.
I mean, he's where is he playing right now? I mean, he's playing for the Giants still.
Giants, I was going to say.
He's a dog. He's been in the league since. And he was playing there in 2018, 2021. Penix,
baby. Penix. DBs, Tracy Porter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big old throwback.
I mean, honestly, D'Angelo Ponds from this past year.
We'll see how it shakes. 5'8".
I'm saying at Indiana.
Yeah. 5'8".
He was great at Indiana, was he not?
He was.
Exactly. Is this not
fair.
the Indiana all-time
Fair.
list?
Sorry, yeah, that's fair. But I'm saying Tracy Porter's on here because.
Well, I mean, he had a good career at Indiana.
Yeah, that's fair.
He had a good Indiana career. I mean, yeah, he's kind of come to fame because of the Super Bowl, but I mean, that's kind of the guy there. Jamar Johnson's also one of those guys, another guy with 7 interceptions coming from their safety room. And that's a Michael Penix football team. It's like all these guys either played with Michael Penix.
Who was the head coach that year?
Oh man, who remembers?
Who the heck was the head coach?
It's like those Michael Penix years were so good for like 2 years. Kalen DeBoer was the offensive coordinator, by the way. I do know that.
Yeah, I know. I remember Kalen DeBoer. They were awful. 2021 Indiana was awful.
Yeah, 2020 Indiana.
Excuse me, 2020. I apologize.
Tom Allen, he was the coach from 2016 to 2023. 33-49 in his career, but man, did he have a good year in 2020.
Wow.
I believe 2021 they started hot and then just lost it. And that's Kurt Cignetti who replaced him.
Lit fire. What I love about their schedule here, it just takes me back to can't say better days. We've got them rounding out the season at Wisconsin, at Wisconsin, and then their December 12th game versus Purdue was canceled, and then their December 18th game at Purdue was canceled as well.
What year was that again?
2020.
Oh, yeah.
But
remember that 2020 year, the Big Ten had the proposal you had to play 6 conference games in order to make the Big Ten championship game. And Indiana was 6-0, and the week before the conference championship game, they switched it for Ohio State because they had only played 5 because Michigan had COVID and backed out of their last game.
Yeah.
And so really, should we have had Indiana in the college football playoff back then?
Don't get me started.
Should have.
I did just see a name.
It should have.
I did see a name that I do want to say before we hop off here. Ty Freifogel.
Oh my God, Ty Freifogel.
Freifogel.
What was it? He was their tight end. Was he tight end?
Wide receiver.
Where did he play at? Wide receiver.
I
completely
Michael
forgot
Penix.
about him.
Michael Penix.
Ty Freifogel was a dog.
It's looking like right now he is playing for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I did not know that. I did not know he was still playing.
That could be wrong, but that's what ESPN says.
I'd believe it.
2023 to current.
I'll believe it. But yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is you look at Indiana and you go, there's no way they have big names. But now after, a couple years of Michael Penix, and now you have these last couple years with Kurt Cignetti, and the more it keeps going, the more and more and more we're going to have some legends coming out of Indiana, and being able to have an even better all-time list the more that we go on.
So interesting little factoid here. I'm still looking at that 2020 season. Sorry, I know we're trying to put a bow on this, but Michael Penix was the leading passer for all games but one. Who was the quarterback in 2020?
The other one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. You're saying
the other quarterback
for Indiana?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea.
Jack Tuttle.
Oh my God, what a name,
dude! What the heck?
What a pull.
Indiana.
What a pull.
All right. We got to put a bow on this thing.
Yeah,
Indiana, man.
I forgot about Jack Tuttle.
Indiana.
Oh my God, that is insane. Jack Tuttle. God. All right.
That's cinema.
Sorry, you just put me on there, but cinema. All right. And then so next week, unless there's anything big that pops up, we're gonna do just a whole episode of these all-time teams again. That one's gonna be including Washington, Northwestern, and Ohio State. Solid group there. solid
Good
group
group.
there. Obviously, we gave you a little teaser with Rashawn Slater, but those guys will be coming up next week. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.